Hi, ladies. This is another castle in France. It was owned by Mr. Jean. I think that's how you say. It was owned by his family before that, but he was the last person who lived in this castle, Mr. Jean, with his wife and 6 children. He was a big collector of cars, and unfortunately, that's what he passed away in a car accident in September 2013. And by the time that happened, his children had already moved out, moved on, and unfortunately, this is where it's been left since 2013. And unfortunately, it's unsavable, but it's still got all of his life, his wife's life, and his kids' life still there now. So yeah, there was a very influential family, very well-to-do family, obviously, um, and quite sad. Yeah, he passed away in 2013. He died instantly in the car, and this is what's left of his life. It's quite sad. Well, they're all sad, aren't they? Because they've all got a story behind them. And the one I done this morning, that was another art venture. But yeah. Oh. And this castle here, it was built in 1726. So yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. But it's been vacant since 2013. So it's only been 9 years, but this is where it's left. And all his life is there. Anyway, let's crack on.
So, by the Bros of DK. I'm Leslie, and today we are exploring an 18th century chateau. You can see from the smile on my face that I'm really excited for this one. It has great history, is a magnificent and meticulous place, and I'm yet again in my perfect 18th century attire to accommodate this place with. I want to thank Martijn behind the camera for filming this place. His link will be in the description. He makes Dutch urbex videos, and he's worthwhile as well to check out. So without further ado, let's put on my hat and let's go explore this immaculate place of Mr. Jean. Where should we start? I think let's go through the basement first and let's see what's left behind here. I think that's a good start for the video, because in the basements of these abandoned castles, mostly the servants would only come and they would prepare the food and everything in here. But the first thing that I see here in the basement is this billiards table or this snooker table. I'm not sure because there's a cover on there. But yeah, I see that this also will be used as a relaxing or leisure room by the owners of this place and where they could play some games, maybe later on in the history of the castle. Lots of pots and pans from the former owners are left behind, where the servants most likely cooked all the meals with. And here we also have a maquette of a house. Did you already see this? Wow. This is like a big villa, probably built somewhere in France right now. And they had the maquette, the scale model of this place right here in the castle. Wow. So I think this would be the kitchen for the castle, where the servants would cook the food in the former times for the owners. We still have this stove left here, a white wood stove. The ashes still in there. This would be the oven part. Here you have a little faucet. You could take hot water from it at any time. And I think you would fuel the fire over here or over here. These are pretty stuck. And then right over here we have another fireplace for our duties, for baking, for cooking, whatever the purpose of this one was. What a place. Okay, let's check out this basement. Oh, that's stuck. Oh. You are going to see throughout this video that this place is deteriorating very fast. It's only been abandoned for 8 years, but I think the deterioration has started before that time. You can see some wood storage in here. And over here we can see the first signs of deterioration. Paint is chipping off. The doorway is falling apart and everything is going to nowhere. It's a very sad sight that these beautiful historical 18th century places in France are just falling apart. Nobody cares about them anymore. There are hundreds and hundreds of these places around this country, and yet nobody even thinks about restoring them or giving them a new life. And every single time I explore these places, it's just a sad feeling. Over here we have the coal room with the coal storage, and you can see there's still a lot of coal left behind for the fireplaces throughout the castle. Because back in those days, people didn't have central heating, and they relied on coal and wood to provide them with heat. It's actually a very large basement, to my opinion. It spans the whole castle. What do we have over here for that? I'm not sure what this room is used for. We can see like drinking reservoirs, maybe for animals, but I don't believe animals would be inside of the castle. You can see some boar fur or some boar skin, some boar hairs still left behind. And the owner of this place was also an advocate of hunting, so maybe he used this room to dismantle the animals, I must say. Oh, look over here. Even the bicycles of the household are still left behind. Fascinating pieces to cycle around the countryside that we're in right now. Even this child's bicycle is left here, completely rusted up, with a leather saddle. Okay, I think we have one last part. This basement. Wow, look at this wagon to transport things around the grounds here. Can you stand over there? Show the people how it would be used. Look at this. It still functions. There's a wooden wheel at the front. You can transport different kind of things around the castle grounds. Wow. Right there behind you, look at this. We have a food storage. This is where the servants would store all the food and other things for the castle. There are lots of files left behind. This is coughing syrup. It's written on there in French. Really old medical bottles. Marinol. And in here, storage area. The spider webs are taking it over. Oh my god, and even more coal and wood to this side. There's one last part of the basement that we have to look at, and that's this room over here. Okay. Again, a very general storage area. You can see this wagon over here. This looks like some sort of a child's wagon. Yeah, you would put a child here at the front. Come have a look. This is where the child would be, I think, or it would be again a transport wagon, and I'm not 100% sure, but if somebody can point me out that. This big cabinet that doesn't want to open anymore, unfortunately. Chests left behind here as well. Oh, come have a look. I saw here in the corner of my eye, we have a teeny tiny small wine cellar that's still completely filled with bottles of wine. Look at all the spiderwebs that are covering it. It's just crazy. Here we have some bottles that are still filled with liquor. This is a very, very old bottle. Wow. This one is also still full. Oh no, I think, oh yeah, there's still a little bit in there. The wine is very viscous. It's very old. Oh my gosh. And there are even no labels on it, so that let me believe that all this wine is self-produced somewhere around this region. Wow. Okay, let's go further throughout the castle. Right in front of me here, a winding staircase that's going to take us to the top floor. I'm very eager to go up there. So let's waste no more time. And let's venture into the living parts of this castle. And here we're going to also see that this place is deteriorating in a very fast pace. First, have a look at the design of this staircase. It is meticulously designed, every single detail. But what's most interesting about it is that on every step, on every hand railing, there's a little face carved into it, into the metalwork. There's even an umbrella left over there in the face of somebody that came into the castle but forgot his umbrella. They left. Wow. If you look up here, this is a very beautiful sight. Flights, floor. There's actually a tower as well from the castle. Okay, so let's go up. There's a very small statue, and this is very big encasement in the wall for a statue. This is way too small to be in here. It's a little religious statue. Of course, when these people lived in this place, in the 1800s, 1900s, they were very religious, and this is going to be, we're going to see it all throughout the castle again, and that's mostly when we explore these abandoned places in France. There is, of course, because of the deterioration, a lot of black mold in this place. I'm going to avoid this part at most. So let's go to the left here, and let's go to the remainder of the castle. We're also going to see that there are a lot of new parts combined with a lot of historical and old parts throughout this place. For example, we have this room, and I believe that this room has been used, probably as one of the last rooms in this place. Seems like a little dining area that they made over here, and there are some medicines of the former owner left behind. Yes, some medicines, some things, probably at an old age when Mr. John, right before his car accident, left this all behind. We also have these very big built-in cabinets in this room that are still completely filled with food. Wow. There's a bottle completely filled with liquor left here from the region of France. And also some sweets. Wow, this is just molding right now. Dirty stuff. Not that sweet, no. Not that sweet, exactly. But now let's go to the nice parts of the castle, the historical parts, where you all came for to watch this video. And this is one of the first rooms. I believe that this was a little relaxing room, a little sitting room. Right after dinner, people would come in here, have a coffee together, have a cognac or a whiskey together, and just talk into the night. It's actually a very nice room. It has been a little bit more modernized over the years, but you can still see the historic parts. For example, the paintings on the wall over there. You can see a man riding a horse on the countryside of France. Oh no, excuse me, it's a woman riding a horse. And then we have in the walls these beautiful paintings. Lovely. This you only see in these castles. These paintings in the wall, they're just meticulous. One of the first pictures of one of the children of Mr. Jean. He had 6 children, so that's just one of his daughters that we see depicted over here. Beautiful. But then let's enter into one of the most beautiful rooms of this entire castle. The dining room.
Oh, wow.
Where the family came together, had dinner, talked, had great times. I can still see them sitting around the table here at special events, at Christmas, and just also day-to-day life. Wow. A wonderful chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Beautiful piece. I also love the crown molding. It's a very big facade of crown molding on the ceiling, completely made in brown. But right behind it there you can see that the castle is cracking up. The place is falling apart. And it's just not livable anymore. So unfortunate. If they gave me the opportunity, I would buy this place. I would try my best to restore it. I would even get the help from you guys to restore a place like this. But these people just don't want it. They don't want it. There's a fireplace here, but it's underneath the TV. Very tiny brown fireplace that matches the color of the room. This very small TV on there. I love how these fireplaces are built right into the wall, and the chimney goes through the wall up to the ceiling of the castle. Wow. Might this have been Jean, or might this have been one of his fathers or grandfathers? Perhaps. This is a very old painting actually. We have a signature here that says DC on it. Wow. And then on the wall, all throughout, we have these plates, these Delft plates. I'm not going to take them off the wall. I want to show you the back of it. They're all very unique and handmade. This is an Asian one, perhaps a Japanese one, looking from the style of it. There's also a very big one there above the door. And then we have this cabinet, again, completely with all these plates displayed. Love this little bowl, flower design. These depict former French times. Look over here. Here is a dentist working on a man's mouth while somebody is cleaning his shoes. That's lovely, right? Here are some working men just sleeping, and probably after work, a long day of working, they're smoking and he's sleeping. It's lovely. One of the first signs of his hunting hobby, a record, probably with hunting music. There's still records in there, as you can see. And they will play them over here on this very large radio. A lovely piece. Here we can see the first fazans hanging on the wall that he probably was very proud of, that he shot them, and he hung them up over here in the dining area for his guests to see his prized possessions. Also a deer head hanging there as well. I like this one more, the French Alps above it. That's more my thing, nature, the mountains. Lovely. Oh, have you seen this one? It's a knife that slayed a dragon underneath. Wow. And here's all the nice china to put on the table for when the important guests came around to the household. Look at this, they are made in France. There's even a crest on there. They're probably very, very expensive. Let's close this up. Now one last thing in this room, that's this cabinet. A wonderful cabinet, but first you can see the man above there. He doesn't look like the other one we saw. It's also probably a very important man. You can see some awards hanging from his costume. Let's open this beauty up. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to open up anymore. Okay. Let's open up these grand doors from the dining area. This one doesn't want to open up anymore. Oh yes, I found it. And then we can walk straight into the hallway of the place. A very neat room. Have you shown them already? Let them look around what we are seeing. Wow. I'm gonna turn up the light a little bit. No, let me open up the shutters. Let light flood into this room. Wow. Now we can see the room. Now we can see its beauty. Wonderful. But he has stacked a lot of books all throughout the room. As you can see, there are piles and piles of books. There are probably 1,000 books stored over here. Crazy. I wanted to point out as well, here in the middle of the room, we have this big encavement. And this used to be to display something, but now there's nothing to display anymore. They used to hang a painting here in the middle, and now we have this marble accents to the left and right of it. Wonderful. More books down here, and then we have this knight with a shield and a lion, made in porcelain. I love this piece. Here to this side we have this wonderful piano that still plays. It's very strange actually to see that this part of the castle, these rooms all the way to the left are still in a very good shape, and the rooms all the way behind me are in a very bad shape. It's just crazy. Somehow water got into the castle on that part and not on this part. Truly love this piece. I can still see him sitting here at night, playing the piano. I can play the piano, so this is probably out of tune, but this is how he would sit here and just enjoy himself in the night. Wonderful. And over here we can see the same engagement coming back, but this time with a painting in there. Wow. A woman holding a child. They look very sad. It's unfortunate. Besides being a hunter, Mr. Jean was also an advocate of cars. We're going to see lots of car magazines coming all throughout the castle. You can see this one's from 2008, the year when he passed away, unfortunately. Wonderful. And this is the grand entrance of the castle, the doorway to come into the place, with the curtains all around it. We also have these statues to either side of it, of two historical knights, of one historical knight wielding a knife, wielding a sword, completely made out of wood. And it's the same one. Oh, excuse me, it's not the same one. It's a different one. It's a woman with a child, and she's also wielding a knife. Beautiful. You think this is the crest of armor of the family? This might be a possibility, right? There's a key in the middle of it. Okay. And we close up the shutter. Let's go further through this side. And here Mr. Jean conducted all his work. This was his bureau of the place. Here he would work into the night. Ja, even het licht een beetje harder zetten, want dan kan je niet tegelijk allemaal worden. Ik kan gewoon het licht zo harder zetten.
Dat is goed. Opnieuw?
Ja, doe maar. And then we come into another special room of the place. One of the most important rooms of the place, the business room, where Mr. Jean conducted his work. He was active in the heavy equipment industry, like excavation machines and stuff like that. And this is where he conducted all his work. Wonderful. Grand ceilings again. Beautiful crown molding on the ceiling. And also a very lovely and big room. You can see all his paperwork is still left behind from when the time that he passed away. Every single paper is still left here. Every book that he once read, all left behind. All the magazines that he once read, crazy stuff. You have a lot of paintings there as well. Of course, of deers running through a field. And over here, another boar running around. This costed 750 euros. That's actually a lot of money. Such a small painting. I'm of course not an expert in art, and I can judge it too much. Here we have a lot of drawings left behind, all related to hunting and to animals. Oh, I love this one. Look at that. Very beautiful one. Okay, let's close that up. And then right in front of us here, we have the bureau where the man conducted his work. Look behind here. Wow. He had this toy car collection, of the scale model car collection, I should say. And there are like Ferraris in here, over here. I'm not sure what this car is. I'm not 100% sure, but we have a Ferrari right there. We have a Mercedes in here. We have other different kinds of cars that he all collected. Let's see if we can open this up. It seems to be very stuck. Let me show you another one over here.
استهزأتي me back.
It's a Bugatti. Wow. They're probably worth a lot of money. Here we have a scale model Rolls-Royce, even with a license plate and everything, made by the Rolls-Royce company in Italy. Wonderful. Then the very big desk here in front of us, where the man conducted his work. Here he would sit and do all his work. You have a picture left behind, probably of Jean standing by the car with some women around him, another man. And look over here as well. There's even money left behind. €1. This you can actually pay something. You can get a drink with this in the store. 50 cents. It's all just left here. Crazy. He had this antler lamp. You can see that he was very fond of his hobbies. I think we have one more room to this side. Wow. It's also a very special room. A very grand room, very spacious. It looks more like a ballroom where people would dance or have parties. With this wonderful chandelier hanging here in the middle of the room on display. Oh, watch out. There are so many magazines right here behind you. And they just tell the story of Mr. Jean's life. His car life, and his animal life, his hunting life. All just left here. That's crazy. Is that King Leopold? Am I right about it? I think that's King Leopold. I'm not 100% sure. It's a wonderful painting nonetheless. Wow. And then we have another very big sofa left here, middle of the room. I'm still wondering what this room would have been used for. What the purpose of this place would have been. A table with a jacket still hanging here. One of the former persons. Wow. Wonderful. These paintings are every single time so special when I go to these French places. In the right corner of it, you can see there's even a crest. And all of them have this crest. This one had it as well, over here. Watch out. But then almost tripped. We have another crest over here. There's so much rubble on the ground. We haven't pointed it out yet, but there's so much rubble on the ground. I think you tripped over this. You tripped over the head of a baby. Yeah. And it came from the mirror over there. It fell out. It was probably right there in the middle of the mirror. Oh my god. Let's place this here nicely on display. It's so unfortunate. So much rubble, so much deterioration. Another wonderful painting hanging here on the wall. So everybody, you now have to do only with me, because I'm going to take over from Martijn and we're going to explore the remainder of the castle, the upstairs. But first, I'm going to go through these doors right in front of us here and go into the hallway of the place. Let's open these beauties up. Little door handle with a key right next to it. And that leads us into a very grand hallway. This beautiful place. Wow. This is a sight to behold. Wonderful. 3 grand mirrors there's in the hallway. And this is a much bigger one than the one we first walked up. Wow. First thing that I notice when I come in here into the hallway is these emblems, these awards that are hung on the wall. This antler hat right there in the middle. But what gets my attention the most is this trumpet right here hanging from it. And this trumpet would be used to start and stop a hunting season, to celebrate something. This was actually a hunting horn, as you would call it. It has been invented in 1630 and has been used ever since. A wonderful musical instrument. Just beautiful piece. And I also want to tell you something about this little sitting area that these people had here in the hallway. This was in a castle, actually a sitting area for when people came that were not that important. They would sit them down over here and give them a drink over here, because they didn't want them inside of the castle. This was just, yeah, like, you're not important enough to be in the castle, so you're going to have a drink over here and you'll be out in 5 minutes. Wonderful. Then right next to the doorways here, on either side, we have these library bookcases with hundreds of books still stored in there. Historical, nature books, all kind of books are stored in here. Hooves of an animal to hang your coat up when you came into the castle. And here we have a depiction of a hunting convoy with hunters up there and dogs down there. And here he is blowing a trumpet. Wonderful. painting, perhaps of a lawyer. Here we have a painting of a woman, beautiful woman. Van Capel. The signature of this one says Van Capel, and that's a Dutch name. And it depicted a lush tropical land, somewhere in this beautiful world. And here we can see a lot of black mold on the wall, taking over this place. Some oil lamps over here to either side of it. They were used in the former times to light up this place and give it character. Lots of documents stored in here. Let's also have a look to this side of the hallway. We have yet again another one of those lush tropical paintings from the same painter, Van Capel, here on the wall. And yet again another painting of a woman. And it's painted in the same style, so probably by the same painter. And maybe they were a family. Wonderful. Another depiction of a hunting season. So many books left in this place, so many documents. Wow, have a look at this room. Oh my god, so much things. But what gets me the most in this room is the spider webs that are covering the shutters of this window. Wow. Look at this. Chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Then we have another gold-plated mirror here to the side.
And beautiful paintings.
With yet another painting at the end of it. It looks very nice to me. Like a real gentleman, let's slowly walk up the stairway to the top floor. And let's check out what we can find over there. Wow. There's even a chandelier, or more like a lantern, hanging here in the middle of the hallway to the top floor. And this seems like a cow antler that's here on the wall. Spider webs are already covering it all around. A cow or buffalo antler. Wonderful. Even a little depiction of Jesus Christ is left over here, standing there with his arms spread. And now we're arriving on the top floor. And the first thing we see is again deterioration in the castle. To fix, for example, this little hole, you have to redo the whole ceiling because moisture has stuck into the beams and it's almost not fixable. I think this castle will remain forever like this until it completely falls apart. Or somebody decides to demolish it. The keyway to this door, and here all the bed linen is stored inside. The sounds that these things make, these cabinets make, is always so wonderful to hear. Again, another wonderful painting here in front of us, with another crest to the side. Wow, look at this! Packs of cigarettes from that time period are left here. Nowadays in France, you can't get even packs like this anymore because it's not allowed to display any advertisement on the pack. It's not allowed to color them, they have to be brown. And yeah, this is such an old piece. You can even see there's still a crest on the pack of cigarettes. Then these things still were royal. Everybody smoked back then. I love this little desk that we have here in front of us. Wow. There's nothing in there anymore, fortunately. Beautiful upholstery chairs to either side of it. And also at this sitting bench here in the hallway. Let's first go to this part. I'll walk all the way to the end, and then we'll go from the right all the way to the left, on the top floor. I was wrong. On this left side of the castle, there's also a lot of deterioration happening very fast. After only 8 years. Let's take this room first. Oh, this already looks like some sort of a master bedroom. This was definitely a bedroom for the parents, for Mr. Jean and his wife. It's a very big bed, and a beautiful bed, in my opinion. Green upholstery all around it. It's unfortunately not made anymore, but that's expected from a castle with such deterioration. The wallpaper is peeling off. Just get a sense and feeling for this room. When he left behind Earth 8 years ago, this was the last thing. He probably slept this last night in his bed, and now it has been like this for the last 8 years. His life has stopped, his castle has stopped, but everything is still here, to this day. Even his suitcase, his initials are on there. Yi-En. I'm not gonna tell you his surname, but yeah, he was a rich man, and back in those days it was not common for everybody to travel, but he could travel around the world and experience all these things that we do nowadays. He was a lucky man, probably also a hardworking man, but still a lucky man in those times. Over here we have a grand fireplace, an enormous mirror above it, gold plating all around it. I actually like this fireplace. It's so rusty and old and weird looking for a castle, I must say. It's kind of out of place, this room. And you can definitely tell that this was his room. He had a taxidermy bird on his nightstand. Who does that except for a hunter? Okay, let's see. Little sink here in the hallway. Okay, and I think we have ended up right now in a children's bedroom. There are two beds right next to each other. So two of his six children would sleep in this room. You can definitely see it was a child's bedroom. I also had a wardrobe here. Oh, let's see if I can open it up. This was the key for it. Oh, yes, and all the clothing of those children is still left behind in here. This is a helmet for horse riding. Horse riding helmet. So that was probably also a sport that the children took part in. The child that slept on this side of the bed was most likely a very big fan of skydiving. Maybe he performed skydiving himself as well. Okay, one tip everybody. If anybody ever thinks that he wants to give me a birthday present or anything else, just give me skydiving. I have never done it in my life, but I am such a big fan of it and I would love to do it. I'm gonna do it one day, but on a special place, on a special occasion. Then we still have this side, all the spider webs covering it. And another painting standing over here on the drawer. He looks like a handsome man. These light switches are so historical. You don't see them around anymore. What's in here? These are biscuit boxes, cookie boxes, and American English. The hat of the lady is also still here. Some perfumes and stuff I can see up there. And even a jar of jam down here. Okay. Another bedroom here to the right. This is yet again a children's bedroom, a one-person bedroom, I must say. In the middle of the room, we have this slate bed, a wonderful historical 18th century sleep bed. Sells for a lot of money if you would sell it on the antique market. Here is just rotting away. Still all the bed linen, all the bed is completely made. The pillow is still resting at the end. I love it. And here we have the clothing of the person. Let's take away this chair. Let's see. Oh, all the clothing. Still in plastic wrappers. In the wardrobe here. Let's close that up. That doesn't want to close anymore. No, I'm going to place back the chair. Nicely. Oh, look at this. We have a drawing of a lady over here on the fireplace. And then underneath it, she is there in her dress in the gardens of the castle. Wow. Probably her when she was younger, also left here. Mountainside. This is a card somebody gave her. Somebody sent her. Here we have the desk. She probably studied that for all her exams that she ever took in her lifetime. What do we have over here? Let me squeeze through there. This was her private walk-in closet, I think. I at first thought it was a bathroom, but it's not a bathroom. It's just a walk-in closet. Wonderful. With a vanity here in the corner. I love also the wallpaper. The blue wallpaper. And from here, I can look over the fields of the castle. She could look and see this view in the morning. Isn't that just wonderful? And then from the hallway, here in front of us, we have one of the nicest bedrooms of this entire castle. Wow. This is so well preserved compared to the other parts of the castle.
It's so shaming. It's a shame.
Oh, lush nature depicted here on the painting. And here again, we have another trumpet standing on this drawer. They would blow in here, have it probably around their arm, like this, to go onto the fields. And when they probably shot something or shot a boar, they would just blow on it. I'm not sure how to do it, but something like that. Very nice piece of hunting history left here. Lots of other artifacts left here, like this boat. Pictures of Maria. Wow. Oh, here we have the other side of that wardrobe. Okay, there's the window that we just saw up there. So here the person that slept in this room had probably all his clothes. There's only one jacket left, nothing more. Such a wonderful room. And right here in front of us we have this beautiful bed. This is not a slate bed, this is just a normal antique bed. Still heavy duty, lots of thick wood, handcrafted, still made. And again, a religious depiction right above the bed. Wow. Corner of the room, we have this chair left behind. Beautiful red accent chair. And now let's go further to the right part of the castle, to this lovely piece. Ooh. La porte ne marche pas. The door doesn't work, it says on here, but clearly the door does work, so maybe it doesn't lock anymore. And when somebody was here in the bathroom, they couldn't lock it, so yeah, their privacy was at risk. With this very untasteful bathroom in here, yeah, I must say it's very small, not what I would expect for such a large castle. With these brown sinks, this brown bidet, and you would expect like lion paws underneath this bathtub. There's just plastic studs that they're placed underneath there. Not very tasteful. Still a very unique piece. The shampoos are also left behind still. Ooh. Oh, yes. Over here we can go into another bedroom. So this bedroom is connected to the bathroom. Let's look at that.
Oh, yeah.
The doorway is completely concealed over here. You only just see a doorknob if you look carefully. Wow. That makes for a lovely piece. And in this room also 2 people used to sleep. We have again, these were slate beds. Wonderfully made still. Beautiful beds. Wow. And in this room, there also would have been a sitting area to sit at night, relax during the day. Lots of the same wonderful chairs left here. There's even one more concealed room right behind there,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm not going to try to go in there. And a picture of a lady hanging from the door. Look at this clock face.
Sorry, ladies, I'm
What a
tired.
beautiful piece. Le Merle Charpentier Bronzier, made in Paris, Rue Charlotte. Paris-made clock. Wow. And I love also this tapestry that they had on the wall here. Again, of a tropical lush land. So most likely these people traveled around the world a lot. And they collected artifacts and arts from all over the world that they hung up in this castle. And underneath it, you have another Roman man. Yeah, getting an arrow out of his holster to shoot an animal probably. Here he's holding a deer in his hand. Wow. Isn't that just fascinating to see? But unfortunately, the statue is deteriorating away with woodworms. Such a beautiful piece. Rotting away. Here we have another room. But this is not a bedroom actually. This is another bureau. A very ordinary bureau. With a lounging area at the end over there. This, or is that, no, that's also a bed. With a very tiny room for the bedroom. Wow, this is again one of those modern rooms. The more we go to the right of the castle, the more things get modern. The more we go to the left of the castle, the more the things get historical, and old school. Wow, love this bed. With the blue accents matching the wall. And again, another concealed door that ends up in the hallway. Let's have a look over here. This one's empty, this drawer. Lots of paperwork. A ball hat. Somebody that lived here, probably a lady. Okay, then we get to the end. Oh, here we have one of the newest bedrooms, to my opinion. Look at this. This is probably one of the last used bedrooms in this place. As you can see, 2 identical beds with different bed sheets here in the middle. These cabinets were all probably placed later. And you see, this is newer furniture. It's already falling. The furniture is still one piece. These people make things to last forever. Now they make things to earn a quick buck. All the suits of Jean are still in here. Let's close those up nicely. He put some nice vintage furniture in this room as well. Here's the vanity, where the woman of the household would sit. Just make herself beautiful in the morning. Okay. Another cabinet. Even the glasses of this person are still left there. The wallet. And here's some coins wrinkling there. Oh, look at this. These were not the euros like we saw downstairs, but these were old French currency. These were francs, as you can see. Let's put that back nicely, like this. Oh, there is a 2 euro coin over here, as you can see. So 2 euros, so much money, nobody takes it and nobody wants it. 2 euros is equivalent to $2.50 for the people that watch from America. I'm not going to convert it to every single currency, unfortunately. Here in the bed, I just saw, we have this picture of 3 people. Maybe the children of this place. Okay. And then right here behind me, we have another bathroom with a bathtub. And also a sitting aid for an older person, as you can see. All the shampoos, toothbrushes, and everything is still in here. Crazy things. Let's now go up the last flight of stairs. You can see all the rubble lying on the stairway here. Isn't that just crazy? Taking us, I have to be very careful going up here. Oh my god. This is just, whoa, this is just unsafe. But I still want to see the attic. Okay. Let's do it very carefully. Look over here.
Wow.
That's how we are right now. And we're probably going to end up in the servants' counters of the house. The attic. Yes, like I told you, the first bedroom of one of the servants that slept in this place and that worked for these people we have over here. They also had a vanity, as you can see, with lots of artifacts. Maria, a jug for water. Wow. Show you all the spider webs on there.
Spiders.
Classy shoes. Here we have another bedroom for one of the servants. You can definitely see the contrast between somebody that really lived in this place that was a family member and somebody that worked for these people. Child's crib as well. Very long hallway with rooms to either side of it. All filled with artifacts from the former days that these people didn't need anymore. What gets my interest every single time when I explore these places is that they store samples of wallpaper on the attic. They do it always. There's always samples of wallpaper on the attic. See, this is a flower wallpaper that they stored here on the attic. Just to see, these people probably remodeled their walls quite some times throughout the lifetime of this castle. Wow, there's a doorway up there that probably leads to the tower of the castle. You see what's behind here? Oh, this is a nice tower room. Wonderful blue bed. Here to the left. And here in the hallway, between all the rubble, we still have this wonderful bench left behind. Yeah, wonderful. It's also deteriorating, but it used to be very wonderful. And right above it, a depiction of a castle, somewhere in a lush countryside here in France. Ooh. Wow, that's a grand window. Oh my god, look at this. All the windows are ripped out of it. They had multiple servants in this room, in this household. Here we can look over the fields of the castle. Beautiful bed again, wonderful slate bed. And a very primitive washing setup for the servants. Let's go to the last corner of this place. Let me show you what we're gonna find. Oh, this was more general attic storage area. They stored some beds up here, some mattresses, some things that I didn't need in the house anymore. Lots of chairs and stuff like that also left behind. Ooh, is this a geese? Something like that?
Painting.
Not 100% sure.
Such a shame.
Taxidermy animal here in the attic. And a knight's head, but it's from a child. It's just plastic, unfortunately. A stove for a statue. Wow. And then the last room of the castle. Look at this. There's even an oil lamp. Still oil lantern, I must say. Still hanging here. Wow. What a place, everybody. So many historical things. Look at all these newspapers that are bound together and stored here. They were used for insulation throughout the castle when it was still in operation. A baby wagon. Somebody would kill to have something like this in this house. It's just thrown here between the rubble.
So sad.
Before I end off this week's video, I want to thank our sponsor Squarespace, who made this video possible. Squarespace is all.
Another good one. Another sad one. What's in? All that beautiful stuff left inside. That'll be gone when it's rotted away. Such a shame. Oh. Thanks for watching, darlings. Bye.